chat is basically just trying to figure out what type of a day it has been. I mean, been a good 24 hours. A lot of crazy stuff happening, right?
Yeah, hey, I'm just looking at the stream. We can't. Are we meant to see you? Or are we not meant to see you?
Not meant to see me yet because I think I messed it
Oh,
up.
okay,
So
cool,
I'm
cool.
gonna try to. Let me see here if I can do this. I did all these things today to try to make something cool happen, and I messed it all up at the end. But that's not surprising
No,
to
that's
me.
so good, man. So good.
Let's try this. So we I wanted to make a I wanted to make a an intro today because whatever. Hey Dalton. Oh, we got my tech people here, but guess what? I'm just going to wing it. I can show us the screens. We can show some new things. I've got a new intro, but really we're here to talk about what I think is probably the biggest announcement so far. I've been blown away just by being able to kind of see. Last week was Rainy Week. We talked about that for an hour, and then we were sitting here and you dropped Chainlink on us. What in the world are you thinking, man? Come on.
Yeah, well, obviously there's been a little bit going on. Everyone's been working very hard to line up some really cool stuff, and unfortunately, I guess sometimes the universe has other ideas, and the entire market has had a bit of an interesting 24, 48, 72 hours. I don't know how long it's been, but
Man, it's a long time in crypto, bud. I tell you though, for real, we've
yeah,
talked
yeah,
about
yeah.
this,
I mean, I
and
mean, crypto moves very fast. I haven't even had a look at. I mean, it's just my morning here. I haven't had a look at what the market looks like.
so let me
But I
ask you
know
this
when I
though:
went to
what
sleep
time is it
last
there?
night, it was it's 10 a.m.
10 a.m.
or
All
just
right.
after 10. Yeah.
Well, we always wonder in this chat.
Bitcoin at 37,000. Well, I
Hmm.
mean, it's a bit of a bounce from I think we hit 30 at some point last,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
we hit
Something
30,
like
dude,
that. Yeah.
and we're still here.
So, yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
we're still here. We have a lot of activity in the chat. We still have the same old faces. We aren't going anywhere. Y'all have been providing some amazing things to be proud about. I mean, the Rainy family is growing too. It seems like.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, the crypto market will do what it does, but we're going to keep on working away to deliver on our roadmap, and we're excited to be doing that. And I sort of understand now, having heard numerous.
Noticed was not a lot of delivering in a lot of coins, and then y'all seem to have over delivered, in my opinion. But of course, I'm biased for y'all. I ain't gonna lie. That's just the way it is. We do love the Rainy fam.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you. I mean, we try, but there's a lot more to come. So, yeah,
Audio issues.
we've got.
So let me see here.
Say again, sorry.
Jameson says audio issues, and I'll be like, what
Audio
kind?
issues.
Let me see.
Let's have a look. Other audio
Probably
issues.
not that it's surprising that it's an audio issue, but it's always trying to learn. You need to tweet the link out, boss. That's for sure. Yes, read the live chat. I can't read the live chat because it's on my screen, so I can't make the
I
green
can watch the
screen
live
work for
chat.
some reason.
That's
So
cool.
yeah, come on over here and mess with it if you can, Dalton. I thought
Audio
I
is
did this
gone
all
again.
day.
Oh, I see. Audio works only when watching the browser, says Motivago. Sound cuts out when you cut to your camera. Hmm.
Okay. Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense because it switches it out. Okay. Well, then I will leave it alone. Well, no, I don't know how to make this happen. We won't worry about the green screen. The audio on this Sling Studio, it actually does fun, exciting things here. It makes it where every time I switch, it changes the audio, and we cannot figure out how to make it not do that. So I apologize, y'all. Um, so right now, we started this out. I was planning on all sorts of awesome things I had planned, and I can't even make my damn green screen work. So here's what we're gonna do. I think we can go through the. I think it would be cool. I don't know about you. Is if anybody's reading the chat, Jameson, if you want to tell me some things to talk about, I'd be more than happy to do that as well. But one
Yeah, I
thing,
mean, if anyone has any questions, we will we'll take questions from the live chat. I guess we'll also be watching. I'll have Telegram open and Discord too. So if you ask questions, feel
yeah, that would be the key.
yeah, let me just get those up. But aside from that, I mean, we can talk about the Chainlink announcement in a bit more detail.
Yeah, I have it pulled up here if you'd like to check it out. This right here. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, I'm on green screen. Now we'll just, if we can get the audio on there, we'll be in great shape. All right, cool. We'll see if this works. I'm sweating here. It's a humid day, even in Kentucky. But I don't know if anybody knows exactly how important it is to have the Chainlink.
Motovago says we have audio now when you switch to Facecam. So
so we're good now.
Yep.
All right.
Sounds
Well,
like it.
We'll see. I hope y'all don't have to look at me the whole time, but we'll figure it out.
And your green screen's working. That's good.
Yeah,
cool.
Hey, look, man, 4 or 5 minutes. I wanted to test, but I didn't. I don't do that. I just kind of go winging it. So that's the way I would do it. I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna be more professional as we get better at this. So.
Dryzelf says you look beautiful, man.
Oh, that's my buddy. Who's he's from my video game world. So, hey, buddy, what's up?
Cool.
Yeah, but no, I'm really excited about the Chainlink, because honestly, I'm an investor in Chainlink. I've liked them for a while, and to see that happen and become part of the Rainy family was really awesome. Can you explain why it's important to some people?
Yeah, so Chainlink is a great. I mean, they're sort of one of the biggest players, I think, in the crypto space.
Mm-hmm.
They provide some really useful services for anyone who's building a crypto project. So, and the thing I guess that we're utilizing, we're probably going to utilize more aspects of the Chainlink offering. But what we're utilizing here, or what we've announced, is the use of Chainlink VRF. Which is a verifiable random number generation, which will be useful for a number of aspects of the platform, evolving NFTs, trading card packs, and IDO allocations for the launchpad. And there's a lot of other things I think that we're looking at using as part of Chainlink, in terms they've got a sort of a price feed oracle that we will probably end up leveraging especially for the fact that we're a cross-chain platform.
Sure.
But, I guess one of the cool things of working with Chainlink is that they're very supportive of other projects in the space. So in doing this, in working with them and in integrating their VRF solution and their other Oracle solutions, that they basically have a roadmap for supporting us across throughout the integration. So there's this initial announcement, which obviously they pushed out to their social media channels. But moving forward, there's numerous steps along the way where we'll get the opportunity to speak with the I guess investors in Chainlink, their socials. I think even AMAs are possible, and they're just very supportive about growing the space. So it's a really sort of it's a really great thing for us to be able to work with them, because they present, I guess, co-marketing opportunities as part of integrating their solution. So it's more than just it's more than just saying we're going to use their solution. It's also them saying we're going to help raise awareness about the Rainy platform, what you guys are doing, and showcase how we're integrating their solution, which is a sort of it's really beneficial, I guess, for us from that perspective, because they sort of take the view that they want to grow the space. It's not a zero sum game. If they help other tokens, other companies utilize their product, showcase how that's being done, that benefits us, that benefits them, and it's sort of like a everyone wins scenario. So it's a really positive piece of news, I think. Despite the fact that it came out during Bitcoin's sort of utter collapse last night. So
Yeah,
obviously the timing could have been better, but I guess in the context of what that means for Rainy, it's more than just this sort of announcement. It's an ongoing commitment to talking about how we're integrating their solution, and it also is a great solution for us to be utilizing for a lot of things that we need in terms of the platform itself. So,
went for the game too. You mentioned, they were mentioning on the game it does make sense how to distribute packs. We don't ever think about that. We just think of how the game's going to be played or how is it going to be looking, but we don't think about the functionality of how you actually send the cards to the people and how you are fair when you actually pick it.
Give a fair distribution, that sort of thing. When you do, when you're trying to do randomized distributions of things, to be able to fairly and also provide an audit trail showing that was actually a fair distribution. That sort of thing is pretty important, because a big part of crypto is transparency and verifiable.
Yeah.
Verifiable activity. So I think it's a really great solution for us.
Now, is it kind of like future-proof?
It's cool to be working with a partner as well who's so supportive.
Well, they have 367,000 followers or something like that. 300 and let's see here, 317,000. Sorry, guys, I was over-exaggerating. Not that that's a surprise, but they are there. And not only that, Chainlink, I think, is kind of like future-proofing, because they can kind of link you in between different blockchains or technologies. And at least that's what I understood it as. And I may be completely wrong, because, hey, I'm still a noob. Sorry, guys.
No, you're right. They sort of, they provide a lot of, it's in the name, right? They're linking chains. They're doing more than that. They're doing heaps and heaps of things. But
so if it was ADA, maybe it would be good for that too, or something.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll end up playing in that space as well. They do offer both, things on both BSC and Ethereum as well as other chains. So, yeah.
Well, that's a really big thing. I was really impressed with that announcement for me. So, and then there's all sorts of things. You were talking. I haven't. You put the platform out there. I know you were teasing some stuff happening with that. We can't say anything, but it's in the process of being built right now. Is there anything else? Did you actually survive the night? Did you sleep any? Were you worried about the things?
I'm very what's the word? I guess kind of philosophical about these things. There's no point. There's no point, I guess, stressing over things that are outside your locus of control, right?
Yes.
We can't control what the broader market will do. We can only control the controllables, and that means we can keep working on Rainy. We can keep executing on our roadmap, and that's what we can do. And so, whether or not the market decides to drop as it did last night, or it doesn't, that's I guess it's neither here nor there. It's not for us to focus on, and not for us to spend lots of time worrying about. Of course, we're going to be aware of it, and we're going to look at our own personal crypto portfolios and see a sea of red. But the flip side to that is, well, what's the point of spending lots and lots of time just sitting there stressing about it? There's nothing you can do aside from just trying to stay positive and working on the project that we have in front of us. So that's what we do, right?
Well,
so
that's all you can do.
Pretty okay night's sleep. So
yeah, honestly, I did too. I'm not gonna lie. I'm trying to go in here so I can read the comments and stuff. But hey, I it's too many things at once. I'm gonna get it down where I'm gonna have them on the screen so I can look up here. Y'all just wait. I'm improving every time, and by the time we're done, y'all are gonna be like, this guy's semi-professional. And when we're talking about like the last few days in the chat, right? Like, it's really interesting because you get a lot of different perspectives, from different people. And really, I think you gain knowledge that way. And it's one of those things like, no one's really right about any of these things, right? But it is a gathering of knowledge that I think you can learn from. And this is my first like really big dip. This one was a pretty big dip. So
Yeah, I mean, everyone's always buy the dip, but the problem sometimes is where is the like
where's
how deep is the dip going?
mm-hmm.
Seems like last night the consensus was 30,000 BTC was the dip. That was the bottom.
Well, I hope so because I'm just ready to start doing things again and like growing this because it's a damn shame that we announce all these announcements during these times, right? So it's one of those things you're like, come on, man, give me a break here, give me a break. Oh, here you go. Look at this, y'all. I'm seeing you right there. Look at that. I'm seeing me on there. It's kind of weird, but here you go. Let's see here. Is there a more specific date for platform launch? Rumor is it will be in June. Beginning, middle, or end? Question mark.
Yeah. So there's obviously a lot of moving parts as far as getting the platform live.
Uh-oh. I dropped you.
Oh,
there
sorry.
you go. There you go.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I got you.
Yeah, am I back? Yeah, cool. Okay, so in terms of the platform launch, look, we don't want to put a specific date on it because there's so many moving parts. We want to make sure it's right. We want to make everything's tested. We want to make sure that there are, when we run our first drop, there are no problems for users. So I would say we're saying June. We're aiming for I guess we're aiming for earlier in June. We don't want to put a specific date on it, and it depends on obviously testing and bug fixes and all that sort of thing. So June, without putting a specific date on, is what I would say.
All right, I think that's a fair answer, no doubt. I mean, I know you can't really give an estimate for the card game, but I'm assuming it'll be after that.
Yeah, it'll be later. I mean, we're working to get an internal build done. We'll have sort of alpha and beta builds. There'll be some, I guess, community testing as well.
Oh, that's what I was wondering. If we got to try
in
it.
terms of stages of yeah. So obviously we'll get the community involved when it's at that stage because we'll want people to bug test and feedback and all that sort of thing in terms of.
Well, I'm gonna whip everybody out there. Just let y'all know. You better get your NFTs that can guarantee a win, because otherwise, well, I mean, I'll win 32% of the time. That's all I can tell you, which isn't that great, but that's at least something I can guarantee in this world. So like people don't know, like you've got developers all over the world. We talked about that last time, and have you talked to the team this morning at all? Have you had a chance to discuss things with them and be like, hey, y'all still around?
So most of the team actually works on different time zones. I spoke to most of them last night, but yeah, I mean, again, I think a lot of them don't really pay too close attention to the crypto price movements themselves. Although I did get a couple of messages, but But yeah, I mean, everyone's in good spirits and excited about what we're building. So that's the main thing, I think.
Well, if you believe in crypto, you're along for the ride. This was my first large market dip, but I've been in a few different coin projects that I've definitely been seeing things happen that have prepared me for these things. And the thing I like is that our community is still strong, doing their thing. And the idea is, you have, what is this, the 19th or 18th of May? It depends on where you're at in the world. But it's one of those things that the next 3 to 4 weeks are a big time for us. And that's a long time in crypto, but there's a lot of neat things ahead. I mean, do you think you're going to have the toolkit released with the platform launch, or is that you got any hints on the toolkit? Because I've always loved that.
I think that the toolkit, we're aiming to release it shortly after the platform launch, so they'll come close together. Yeah.
There's a question here. It says, what development on blockchains and Raini specifically look like? What programming language or frameworks?
The smart contracts obviously in Solidity, and the platform itself is Node.js React.
Okay. My buddy who asked that probably will know what that is. I personally don't know what that is, but yeah. And hey, that's right. I agree, Jet. This is the best community. We're going to be, if we work together and stay together, we're going to be very happy later on. We will be fighting emus on the Australian beach, drinking a beer. We've said that in chat since
Was
the
it
beginning.
RainyCon 2022? Was it? I think that was
Yeah,
the
that's
plan.
the theme. We also
Gold
know how
Coast.
dangerous
Yep.
emus are. I'm like, there's a lot of chat in there about how dangerous an emu is, and I've never seen one up close, but the videos they posted were pretty terrifying. I'm not gonna lie.
Did someone post videos of emus? Oh.
Yeah, they were like,
But,
yeah, this thing will kill you. I was like,
I
all
think
right.
they don't have anything on a cassowary. You should get a picture up of a cassowary.
What is that? What's a Picasso? What is it?
It's a prehistoric. I mean, it exists, but it's a sort of prehistoric-looking bird from the Daintree rainforest in Queensland. There's all these urban legends about it tearing people's, I don't know, chests open and stuff. I don't know.
Well,
if you got a picture up there,
well, maybe that's what we need. If I can actually spell it, can you spell it?
yeah, Cassow, Cassowary. Cassow.
Oh, there it is, right there, y'all. We're gonna educate ourselves today. Oh, damn, that thing looks wicked.
Interesting looking bird, right?
Yeah, that thing looks pretty. Oh man, it's a big bird too. What is that? That's a damn horn on them. Look at that thing. All right, well, yeah, I don't know if I want to fight that one. They rip them apart. All right, so guys, I'm sticking to an emu. I know that. I mean, I'm just gonna say, let me actually see what an emu looks like too, just to compare the two, because I mean those guys are pretty big too. Even that looks pretty mean. I'm just gonna tell you.
I think the cassowary has like some pretty hectic claw situations going on. So I think that might be the.
Well, that's going to be a chance. All right, here's what we're going to do. I want to know tomorrow. We'll see if anybody actually watched us. Which one would win in a fight, an emu or a cassowary? I want to know. Y'all tell us what you think. And also, are you thinking about adopting either one of those two animals?
You asking me?
Yeah.
If I want to adopt a cassowary or an emu.
Is that going to be our next animal?
I don't know if I got enough room in my backyard, to be honest.
Oh my goodness! Are you actually adopting these? Do you have a penguin in your backyard?
Yeah, it's already full with all the Raini animals. Yeah. When we went to adopt them for the WWF, everyone thought that was just a pretend adoption. No, it's real. They actually send you the animal in a box. Kind of strange, really.
Hey man, what can we do? Oh, here's an actual question right here. Will you be able to bridge the NFTs from Ethereum to BSC? And if so, how would that work?
Yeah, we're working on a bridge solution because of the way that we're structuring the gamified nature of the platform. We will need to have a bridge. It'll be a necessity. So yeah, we'll definitely have a bridge. Mine Suze has a backyard confirmed.
All right. Good pick. Well, hey man, that's the truth. He's got a backyard. We are calling him out as we speak. We're going to learn more. I was going to tell the community, like, I have a pretty good guess. My first guess of who you were, and you have to be honest if I guess it. That's all I'm going to tell you. And
sure.
I just think are you John Oliver trying to fix your accent a little bit? Is that what you're doing?
My John Oliver.
You aren't. See, you aren't John Oliver. Are you sure?
Well,
all right.
Well, yeah. I mean, I could be.
See, know. All right. I mean,
yeah.
that's
I mean, I guess if I wore glasses and let's see, I mean, maybe you could pull him off. I don't know.
I'm a big fan of John Oliver. I mean, I think he's a great dude.
Oliver, he's a great guy. Yeah.
I mean, that's the type of leader that I'm envisioning right now until we know. So I'm going to find out who you are. By next week, I'll have another guess. That's for sure. And one thing I want the community to know is, like, we're going to do this every week. Is that right? Are you going to do this every week with me?
That's right, yeah.
All right. I'm trying.
100%.
I swear to God, y'all, we're going to get good at this by the time we're done. And the reason you wanted to do that, I mean, was just to be, like, open with the community, to keep them informed of what's going on with their investment, really. And, I think we're going to have some really good things coming ahead that will engage them. We're going to have some contests we've been talking about. We were talking about getting that Discord a little bit more active. I'd like to be able to showcase some of the people out there that are helping the community. So if you have some ideas and you are active in the Discord, I'm going to try to take some pictures of it and be like, hey, man, thanks for helping out the Rainy fam. So, we always appreciate it. One of the things we can do as a community is when we actually get a lot of, Reddit posts like we've got today posted. We can basically just go through and y'all know that. We aren't telling you anything you don't know. Just knowing how we can all work together as a community to make everybody better. So, um, I always like
Yeah,
that.
and it's a good point. I think when we have big news announcements, people going on Twitter and liking and retweeting and all that sort of
Hmm.
thing, it just helps get the word out. It helps amplify our messaging, which is really important for gaining new members of the Rainy family.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. Tell a friend, tell a family, and I just look forward to the future and seeing what's going on. Is there anything that you want to tell the community? Is there anything that you want to address, or if you want to, I mean, whatever you want to do. They all love your voice, so you could technically do anything. I think.
Let's see. What else have we got to cover?
Well, they
I
said
mean, we're
NFTs. They said, "Do you have any price range for NFTs? How many rainbows it would
price
cost?"
range for NFTs. Yeah, so we don't as yet because what we want to do, we want to make sure that those are all priced appropriately when we actually come closer to launch. So it's not something that we're going to be able to identify right now. It's something that we will. They are sort of priced appropriately for people who have been, you know,
Sorry.
who have staked and all that sort of thing. Well, there'll be a lot of, I guess, similar to how you might approach a game and making sure it's balanced in the same way we want to make sure all the pricing is balanced. So we're going to take our time with that and make sure we get it right.
Now there is a. I do want to do this. I want to have a. That's my dog. I'm sorry, y'all. This is just.
What
We
sort
don't
of
have.
dog do you have?
I have a golden retriever, and then we also have like a Australian Shepherd, border collie mix, and we have a little tiny Maltese, and evidently somebody is around. So, hey man, this is live. This is how you know it's live. If it if it wasn't, then what good would we be? And
That's it.
and I like it. You can't really tell them an idea, but you're gonna have some low level NFTs that people can get, correct?
Yeah, I mean,
For the common
they
man.
will be accessible. That's the bottom line. We
All
want to
right,
make
fair
sure
enough.
that everyone in the community has, who's staked, I guess, a nominal amount of Rainy has got access to the NFT drop. So that will be, when I say it'll be balanced, that's how we'll sort of evaluate it.
Well, one thing I did want was I think Barney had a tattoo of a rainbow unicorn, and it was like had a I don't know what it had a mushroom. It looks like a pitchfork it looks like a shovel. And I was like, man, this should be the first NFT, and it should just cost point 0.1 rainbow, because it's like a rite of passage. Everybody has to get the rainy tattoo there. That's the bottom level, and it'd be like a meme, I think, later. So it'd be like, hey man, if you're part of the crew, you've already bought that rainbow tattoo. It just shows you're pretty.
Whose tattoo was this?
I think it was Barney. I'm not sure, man. It's been so long in this. It's been a. I mean, we've been around for a month and a half or so now, so it's been a long
Ancient
time.
history now.
Yeah, I mean, but I can go back and chat, and I will find that picture because it is worth it. I know we have it. So, I am a big believer in and hey, man, that's how the community can influence us, right? We can find out how and what we want to do. I mean, but there's some memeable qualities about Rainicorn and going in. I like that. I think that's a fantastic thing. Um, oh, we got one more question. It says, how early did you have to be to get an initial LP provider NFT? How early?
So the initial LP provider NFTs are going to be distributed to certain LP providers who provided liquidity before we had the unicorn staking pool. And it will come down to, we'll basically be evaluating how much they provided in liquidity and what I guess what the impermanent loss looked like
Mm-hmm.
from that perspective. And so it'll be an evaluation on that basis. So it's part of it is being that having provided liquidity before the liquidity pool was live. Before the staking pool for liquidity was live, and it'll partly be how much liquidity did you provide and how early did you provide it. So I can't give you like a really clear cut answer on that. It's going to be
Percentage or something.
we have to calculate.
You got to do math.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. One thing I was going to say is, but you're going to have another opportunity with that V3, right? Like you're talking about doing something with that.
Yeah. So when we're working on staking we're working on a migration pathway for Uniswap V3, and as part of that, we will be doing a liquidity rush for the new liquidity pool, and that will actually they'll actually be available on both BSC and Ethereum. So when we
cool.
introduce the V3 liquidity pool, the staking pool, we'll also have a liquidity rush going on the BSC side so that it's fair.
Well, I mean, that's pretty cool.
So basically, that means, for anyone who doesn't quite understand what that means, that basically means that you will be able to earn Rainy for providing liquidity during that period.
Yeah, you actually get the coin Rainy for providing the liquidity,
Right.
so you can stake both of them that way. Yeah, I think that's going to be my next play.
And the Discord now has the unicorn tattoo. If you want to.
Oh, it does. Sweet.
Oh, sorry, the Telegram.
Oh, well, hey, I'm all right with that. You got, it's in there now? All right, see? That's how we're doing it. Yeah. Oh, yep. All right, let's see if I can pull this back in there. Boom. I'm learning, y'all. We got a lot of technologies going on. Oh, yes, this is it, the dabbing. Let me move out of this way so you can see this one. Okay. Oh, whoops, I'm connected. Look at that one.
We've lost your audio, Doc.
Oh, shoot. I know why. Hold on. Bum, bum, bum. Because I just broke it. Hold on. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Don't know about them.
Can y'all
I
hear
couldn't
me
hear you before, though. So.
Well, that's probably for a blessing for them, but that's a dabbing. I mean, I just think that's a great one, man. I just think that could be a real thing there. You know, but there's something happening here. What it is not exactly clear. But hey, man, that's the thing about the community. They responded right there. I appreciate that, Jupiter, for going out and finding that for us. I think it's important. You know, the thing about this is just to talk and to hang out a little bit. You know, on a day like this, after we've gone through this last 24 hours, it's important that we stick together and move forward. And we're going to be doing this every week. So to be real, I'm going to be trying to think of some ideas. And if there's some ideas out in that community that can help, I'm sure MindSphere is totally cool with that. For the most part.
Yeah, definitely. We have a question. Oh. Would there be any special NFTs for active members of the Rainiverse? So, yes. We've got a few community-derived NFTs that will be part of the equation. They might, for example, be cards in the card game as well. I can confirm that a 4D rug card is happening.
Oh, no way.
So
that's the best.
We'll be excited to share that one.
Oh, man. 4D rug. Now, let me ask you this. What about the... now, there was one time that Jameson told the guy that sold on the bottom of, like, when we were, like, 0.007, or it was when we started 0.008, and so it was, like, 0.010 or something, and he was like, why did you sell on the bottom of a speck of dust? And I want that one as an NFT too. We're going to try to find these gems.
You want to NFTize some classic Telegram quotes.
Yeah, I think that's going to be cool. I mean, you know, it's a history thing, really, for me. I mean, lots of things that are, you know, it's been a wild ride, and I'm very blessed to have found the communities here and to be able to have learned from them. So hopefully we can all spread that around. That's one thing that I think that people realize when they get into the community is they may have thought it was a meme coin, but then they find a lot more, and there's a lot of people out there that are going to be part of the Rainy community because of that. So it's pretty cool, man. I mean, we're just getting started. This is a baby. That's kind of how I like to say. We just had a baby, and so
yeah, that's right. And you know, I think as we go along, we're going to learn and going to come up with new and interesting ways. I guess, you know, for the live stream as one point, you know, this is our debut live stream. We're just trying things out.
Yay! Oh, I forgot I had claps. Yay. Yeah, look, claps debut live stream. Look at that, clapping. Man, this would have been a lot better if I had a lot of claps. I forgot. Debut. That's what happens on a debut.
Yeah, you know, I mean, obviously we had some minor technical issues and all that sort of thing. But as we go along, you know, I think it's something we can iterate on and you know, come up with more things to do and more ways to keep the community engaged. So yeah, I mean, for example, for next time, what we'll probably do is allow people to submit questions beforehand for people who can't be on the stream. things like that, I think would be really helpful. And we're always open to suggestions from the community for anything that they want us to include in the live stream. But yeah, we'll be
Absolutely.
doing these every week, and I think it's a good way to keep people informed, involved.
We were talking too, right? Like we're gonna try to get we'll have special guests to come in and talk, and if maybe we get an artist one time, maybe we get one of the developers. There's all sorts of things that we can do with this. Maybe we get a member of the community to talk. I mean, there's lots of things I think as we go by that we'll learn. How to make something better, and that's really what it's all about, man. So I just appreciate all the hard work. I know the people out there do as well. Oh, so I have one more question. When Binance?
When Binance?
I think I'm gonna make a shirt with that.
Binance Smart Chain, so
Oh, that's right. We already done it. Matter of fact, we're gonna let everybody else take part in the Binance Smart Chain as well. So, with the bridge. So that's the key. It says, when will the
allocation?
Yeah, you got it. Go on. Go for it.
So there's another question there. What will the allocations of Raini be required for the tiers? I imagine you're asking about the launchpad. So we haven't finalized that as yet, but we will soon, and they will be announced.
Are you looking for any particular type of projects in the beginning, or is it wide open, or is it?
For the launchpad, yeah, I mean, look, we're open to, I guess, any sort of project that has a good founding team and a good, I guess, an interesting angle that they're taking to market. So we've already had a few inquiries.
Nice.
Speaking with those founders. We want to make sure that the first, obviously the projects that we release on the launchpad are worthwhile for our community members. We don't want to just release any old projects. So, bear with us while we work through that, and also while we build out the infrastructure required for the launchpad. But we wanted to get the landing page live for that, so we can start taking inquiries from prospective projects that we can list. Originally I think the launchpad was penciled in as a Q3 offering, but we wanted to bring that forward as it sort of forms a key part of the overall Raini ecosystem. So. Yeah, but in terms of the allocations, again, that's not yet defined.
Well, I just like the fact that if I just keep participating, I'm going to get some form of community NFT or something out there. I'm going to make sure I get a couple of those just for historical purposes. One thing I've learned here is the importance of liquidity providers, and that's one thing I didn't know anything about prior to, but without them, it'd be almost impossible. Matter of fact, it'd be impossible to do a project like this. There wouldn't be one. So all the LPs out there, I just got to give you props for getting your unicorns out there. I'm going to be willing to trade some rainbows for some things, wink, wink later, but we'll figure it out. We'll have to do that on the down low because we know we can't just trade them for that yet. But you know what? We don't know what's going to happen, right? We might be able to one day, and we might not. So I don't know. I don't want to be any rumors. I don't want to say that. I was just trying to see. I can't even bait him into saying anything about the. I'm trying, guys. Trying to get you some new info on there, but it's the best I can do. But hey, man, I guess that's pretty good. I think this hasn't been a terrible stream. I think it's been all right for a live one, man. It's not easy to come up here and just talk and be able to just, especially when you just want to be like, damn you, Elon, I'm tired of you talking and tweeting. And
yeah, Elon. We could talk about Elon if you wanted.
Yeah, dude. I would. I'm totally. If you're down for it, I am down for it.
Yeah, let's talk about Elon. Yeah, I think it's what does he have on his Twitter at the moment? Tesla has diamond hands. Oh, and now he says that.
Yeah,
he could have said that the other day when. You remember the he replied. I think someone posted that.
He said indeed.
Yeah, he wrote indeed in reply to someone saying, well, don't be surprised if we find out that Tesla's dumped all their Bitcoin after all the flack Elon has been getting. And he replied, indeed. And now he's posting Tesla has diamond hands. Credit to our master of coin. I think he's a I just think he wants attention.
Of course.
It's like he needs to be the center of attention, right? It's this sort of this ego this sort of egocentric approach to everything, which is kind of ridiculous because he's a billionaire. He runs two very successful companies. Why is he playing around in such a sort of I don't know, what to me feels a pretty immature way with the crypto space. And he's effectively, you could argue that his comments the other day set off this crash, right? This big dump in Bitcoin. And it seems to me a pretty irresponsible use of his power, right? He's got 55 million
Yeah.
followers on Twitter. People hang off his every word when it comes to crypto, and I think that someone like that should be far more careful with what they choose to say, because what they choose to say can effectively ruin lives, right? A whole bunch of people would have lost a whole lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
There would have been heaps of people over leveraged trading, which sure they shouldn't. You could say they shouldn't have been that over leveraged. They shouldn't have risked what they can't afford to lose. But at the same time,
It's hard to say at the,
Elon, yeah, at the same time, his net impact has been to dump the market and destroy, what is it, $1 trillion of value.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just what's happened. Like,
Well, it's just a very
and
fickle market too. I mean, it's not like we don't have financial backing of a country who can just fake print money. So it's one of those things like, guess what? We have to use real money here. And when you start
I
messing with
love
the real
that.
money,
I don't know if you saw the tweet that's
mm-hmm.
going around. Let me send that to you. You can put it up.
The
on the
one
screen.
where it's like, hey, what coin is this? And it's the United States dollar. Hell yeah, I've seen it, because that's like, I was like, that's why I'm in crypto. There's only so much you can really take whenever you go. Well, one thing I saw was the fact that the dollar had been, over the last 4 years, has been held in less treasuries by over like 5 or 6%. Whereas other places, now sure, it's the most held currency still, but that downward trend goes against the other trends, which were going up. And in the long run, that's not good for the dollar. So, I'm going to read this one thing real quick after you get going.
That on your,
oh, you got it?
on
All
your
right.
Telegram.
All right, hold
It's on
on.
your Telegram.
Oh, I got it right here. Let's see here. Bam. Look at this. Man, we're getting there. Now, if I could just learn to put this in a picture, which I did before. All right, so this right here. I didn't know I was going to position myself right in the middle of my whole thing, so bear with me. Y'all can see this, right? These scam coins. I can't move out of the way. I hope there's a meme from that. These scam coins are getting crazy, man. Someone just showed me this. 27 trillion in circulation, unlimited supply cap, only one node, 25% of supply minted in the last 6 months. 1% of holders own 30%. Just kidding, that's a US dollar. And when you see that, you go, crypto is pretty damn smart. 27 trillion. What do you think about that number?
Sounds like one of those meme coins.
Dude, worse. Is that Shiba USA? Shiba Inu USA Doge? I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't get me going, because I might put that on Uniswap. But, man, it makes me a little disappointed sometimes whenever we see a project such as Rainy not be able to, I have a weird theory, though, and I'll tell you this theory for just a second. If you want to hear my theory, this is just a theory, and it's a positive one in the end. But it's all about, do you want me to say it? Do you want me to say my theory? It's up to you, Sphere. You can tell him.
Go. Let's hear your theory.
All right, so this is it. The theory is NFT, right? It really accelerated the process because people found out you could make a lot of money on them, right? And that was when we didn't even know what an NFT was. And, we're evolving NFTs, and it's going to change what an NFT is. But in the beginning, people go, damn, they got 48 million for that. And then they started figuring it out. So money influxed, and it started to grow, and then it spread out a little bit. But then the Dogecoin came, and the dog coins came, and another wave hit, and that pushed us up even more. And like a huge amount of stuff happening was going through crypto. Well, starting whenever that Vitaly started doing that, and then Elon got butthurt, it really started that downward trend you were talking about that ended, I hope, tonight. I hope tomorrow is the day that we come out of this stuff. And my theory is that money, I hope, will now spread to better projects like Rainy. Now, that's an optimist thing, but that's how I hope and I feel. So
I think what sort of, I think that what sort of happened is that these meme coins have driven an influx of new money, right? We've got a lot of people who don't know anything about crypto who are just like, oh, cool, there's another dog coin. It's a new dog coin. I heard that Dogecoin did really well.
Yeah.
I'm going to buy this SHIB thing or this, whatever it was, right?
Yeah. They
And I
still
think
think
the
of.
problem was that those people just saw crypto as this thing where you can't lose, it only goes up. Okay.
Yep.
And then when there was a bit of a market pullback, all these new market entrants were all of a sudden spooked and sold, right? So you had all these new retail investors in the market sort of unbalancing the market because they don't have the same mentality that a lot of people in crypto do, which is buy the dip, diamond hands, all that sort of stuff, right? And I think that all these new market entrants made the market far more susceptible to a big dip.
Yep.
Because all of a sudden we had, all these hundreds of millions of dollars that have been poured into dog coins that people, they saw a bit of a pullback, they freaked out, they all dumped their tokens. And all of a sudden we have this huge pullback which cascades because then you've got all these leveraged long traders getting stopped out, and that causes a big cascading drop when you start pushing through all these long positions because
Sure.
they all have stops below where they're long. So I think this sort of, like you said, we've sort of saw people go, oh shit, $69 million for a Beeple NFT, that's interesting. And then, all these TikTokers talking about dog coins and people going, oh, geez, that's easy money. Elon's talking about Doge on Saturday Night Live, all these new market entrants coming too quickly for the market to be able to properly absorb, for people to properly understand the dynamics of the market.
Sure.
So they see that the first dip that happens once all these new people are in, that starts to cascade as people get scared, right? And so we saw this, we saw this massive fear and panic take over the market, and that's what's sort of culminated in the massive drop, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's how it works, and it's unfortunate. It really is, because there's a lot of things that were going really well, but we just have to be strong. And honestly, I couldn't feel better about being in this position with somewhere else. Like, I'd feel terrible if it was a different. Like, I'm glad I invested in something that had some meaning and something also I believe in as far as what you're trying to do. Just being responsible with the environment. Trying to give an opportunity to people to launch their own dreams and businesses and ideas. We haven't even gotten into the DAO and the governments, and that's going to be mind-boggling to some people because I barely understand it, and I've been actually trying to learn about those things, and man, it's a lot out there, So it's a lot of neat things and a lot of things I believe in, but I don't know how we're gonna do it yet, So it's really really cool to try to learn. So at least I try.
I think that's all we can do, right?
Yep.
We try.
Well, I'll tell you this, y'all. I mean, I've got. Let's see. Do we have any more questions or anything like that?
Will the Rainy card game be on mobile? The intention is to probably not initially, but the intention is to is to enable it to work on mobile. So our lead game dev, he has a long history of working for cross-platform releases. So definitely part of the equation. Yeah.
That one
where the name Rainicorn.
Me, I want to know that too. That's what I'm wondering. Where'd you come up with this? How did this happen?
So I guess it came from just some discussions around what we wanted to create something a bit more fun and interesting in terms of how we name the project. And so it just came out of conversations that myself and Artkin, the other co-founder, were having around what we could call the project. And it was just, I guess, came up in conversation, throwing ideas around. And we liked the idea of a rainbow unicorn. We just thought that
Who
it
doesn't?
would be an interesting take to make him a bit more, to make the sort of the mascot a bit sort of like a badass rainbow unicorn versus like a sort of My Little Pony type rainbow unicorns.
Yeah, I mean, there's all sorts, right? I mean, but I will tell you this, Rainicorn, it's a very arms open type of community, and that's what I really like. So, that's been one of the best things is just meeting the people. So, guys, I mean, that's where I'm at with it. I think that was actually pretty good. We can let's see, what else? We got any other ideas or?
Can we hear the guy in the red shirt talk? They can hear you, can't they?
They can hear me now. I think sometimes whenever I switch stuff, I have to make sure to remember that. But in another couple weeks, y'all, I'll be a pro. It's just the way it is. New system, got to learn. So I hope y'all have actually enjoyed hanging out with us tonight. I know we talk a lot, but at the same time, I think it's a neat thing to be able to do. So let's see.
Yo, guys, is visual art the only sort of NFT you'll be hosting? Will
Oh,
there be
yeah.
support for things like
I
audio?
meant to.
Yep, there will be support for audio. Yeah, definitely. So we don't currently have any, I guess, music producers or anything like that announced, or musicians announced in our lineup, but it's definitely something we're looking at in the future.
I mean,
When
I
are
think
we
that's
getting
awesome.
a diamond hand NFT drop to the real diamond hands? Asks Motovago. it's actually, it's a, yeah. I mean, look
like
out
it.
for one. There might be one on the way.
I like it. Maybe that's part of the card game. Maybe Diamond Hands is called by the rainbow sequence, and I don't know.
Yeah, no, I like that. Definitely. I'm on mobile. What's the timestamp for the cross-platform hinting? Yeah, so I mean, it will come after the desktop version for the card game, but not too long after, because the I guess we're building it in Unity. The active porting is not that difficult, or making it work on mobile is not that difficult. So it's more about ensuring that the interface and everything is scaled down. So it's more about the I guess the graphical aspects of that than the code base side.
Yeah, I noticed on MTG Arena it was like a year or 2 years, but they finally released it this year, and it plays pretty well, to be honest with you. But it took them a while, and I remember I played the beta on that for a while as well. So look, man, I'm not expecting y'all to make miracles. I'm just expecting to get some plays in before it happens, earn some tokens, some rainbows. Oh yeah, will you be able to earn like if you win, like let's say, like in the game, will you be able to win anything like rainbows or rainies or any of that stuff? Or
Yeah, so we're going to have a couple of game modes. I think the plan is for the tournaments to be able to win Rainy as one of the, but also Rainbows and Unicorns. So it just depends on the tournament style, but there will be the opportunity to earn, definitely.
cool. I mean, what if you lose like I will probably? Will you still win something?
Yeah, well, you win an award for participation.
All right, that's fair enough. I mean, that's the way it always works in there.
That's a joke. I don't know. We're obviously going to figure out incentives for the for engaging in the game.
He was talking about in the video. Oh, not in the game. All right, so timestamps not on the. He says timestamps don't show in the mobile, so we'll work on that. We're gonna.
Oh, I see.
We'll be working on putting the actual structure together when we actually have a structure. Most of these lives are gonna just be slinging it. So. We'll definitely have some agendas, but there'll be some things that we don't even know we'll be talking about, hopefully, with the engagement out there. So I got my pup right here. He's like, where's my pets? It's the way it works. Hey, dude. But yeah, man, I've had a great time with you. And I don't know, man, it's nice to actually get one under our belts, So I feel like next Wednesday we'll be making something happen. Now, we can still be pushing out videos on this channel. And, one of the things I've been kind of thinking about is making some how-to videos, things like that, and giving some instructional things for people out there. So once we get more people into to our chat, then we'll be able to hopefully make it easy for them. That's the goal. But
Definitely.
Hey, man, we gotta walk before we run. Hell, we gotta crawl before we walk. We're right there. So, you got anything else, Mindsphere? You got anything?
I think we've covered. We've answered all the questions. We've covered the Chainlink news announcement. I don't know if there's anything else for now. I think we can maybe finish today's this week's live stream, and I think thanks everyone for joining us for this chat. Obviously, we're going to work to iterate on this and come up with some more content for future episodes. And it's just been great engaging with everyone and chatting with you, Doc. And
yeah, I've had a good time too, man. I appreciate the time. I know you're busy. Once you get to work out there, just go do your thing. I know you got a lot of tasks. I'm going to end it with this little thing here, and then I'm going to play my video without me being in it. But it's from one of my chats today, and it's just something that they had said. And it says, knowledge from the past crypto cycles up and down tells a tale. Sometimes it sucks when you're left holding the bag and you feel down. But it changes if you anchor into that bigger vision that we are really adopters in a pioneering space that have chosen to believe that this is a future that we want to be part of. And to be honest with y'all, that's what we're doing. It's hard to recognize that sometimes, but we are super early. We are setting the standards for the next years to come and what I think is going to change the world. So I appreciate everybody doing their part, and I hope y'all have a great evening. And I'm going to play you this little video I made because I took the time to make it. So hope y'all have a great one. We'll see y'all next week. Holler out. Bye. So hey, if we